here are some expensive watches that look cheap. Let's get started with, of course, Hublot. The specific one I want to highlight is this classic Fusion Skull full pavé automatic diamond watch. The retail price of this watch was almost $45,000. Now, of course, people didn't really want to pay that much for this watch, so now you can find it on Joma Shop for around 20 grand. And even at $20,000, it is still way too expensive for how the watch looks. Now, it's important to note that in this video, I'm not going to talk about the quality of the watch, the movement in the watch, how the watch feels on the wrist, none of these things. What I'm talking about here is the look. Does the watch look expensive or does it look cheap? And this one here looks so damn cheap. I think it comes down to two things. Number one, the stupid skull on the dial. Whose idea was it? It just looks so damn stupid. The second part, diamonds. Diamonds on the watch are hard to execute. Sometimes it can be done really well, and diamonds on the watch can elevate the design, make it look more expensive. A lot of times, that's not the case. It actually brings the look and the design of the watch down, as is the case with this one here. Even though it's a $20,000 watch, if I saw someone wearing it around town, I would assume it's probably like a $50 watch off of Amazon or something like that. Even with those diamonds, it's just the skull and the look and the design of it doesn't gel with me. To me, it just looks cheap. It doesn't look expensive. Moving on to pick number two, the offender number two. It's this Jacob & Co. multiple time zones quartz diamond white dial man's watch. What an ugly piece of shit this is. Like, just look at this. This looks like a kitty cat. What are they called? Hello Kitty watch, doesn't it? This just looks like something you would get out of the dollar store. And once again, these damn diamonds. The diamonds make the watch look so much worse. The color scheme doesn't work. The overall design is way too big, of course. I mean, these watches, these multiple time zones, Jacob & Co. watches were so popular in early 2000s and late 90s. A lot of rappers wore them, rappers like Pharrell and Jay-Z. This was it. This was the watch to get. They were as big as a saucer plate on your wrist, but that was kind of the point, to show off how big your watch can be. It can be noticed from way across the football field. Well, this one here is like the worst version of that multiple time zones Jacob & Co. watch. As I mentioned, the color scheme just looks very strange. I mean, it's this light purple and light pink and light blue color scheme. The clouds or whatever are around it. It doesn't work for me at all. In fact, this looks really cheap. It costs about $4,500, $4,000 on Joma Shop, but I wouldn't pay $50 for this watch. I mean, it just looks so damn bad. I mean, who's buying these watches for $4 grand? It's ridiculous. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anyone, clearly. I'm just pointing out some examples from Joma Shop and other websites because it's easier to figure out their prices, but yeah, no one is giving me money to make this video. All right, moving on. Franck Muller Color Dreams Automatic Diamond Watch. Do you see a theme here? These damn diamond-studded dials and diamond-studded bezels. What is it with watch designers, watch manufacturers thinking that they can pull off this design element? Most of the time they can't, and this is a prime example of that. I mean, Franck Muller designs ultimately don't really appeal to me. I know they're popular and they have their place in horological story, so to speak, but for me they don't really appeal, but that's not the point. The point is that this watch, even though it doesn't look particularly good to me, but I would assume that majority of people looking at it would think that this looks cheap, doesn't it? I mean, this doesn't look like a $50,000 watch. To me, this looks like maybe, I don't know, like a $200, $300 watch that you would find on Amazon or eBay or something like that, like one of the Chinese specials. The design is all over the place. The purple strap looks ridiculous. There are too many colors on the dial. It kind of looks all over the place, looks ridiculous. The cathedral style hands, the red seconds hand, the shape, all these diamonds on the dial, just all of it doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Again, looks cheap, but is in fact very expensive. Just think about what you can get for $50,000. The watches you can buy for $50,000, and why would you say, no, I don't want any of those watches, I want this one right here. I want the one that looks like a kid's watch. Moving on, next pick, this Bell & Ross diamond dial black titanium automatic watch. Again, skulls, again, diamonds. Now, in my opinion, Bell & Ross as a manufacturer, as a watch company, is a bit underrated. They do make some interesting looking watches. They have their interesting design language, which I don't really love, but I do respect. They commit to it, and their watches do look unique. This watch right here just looks stupid. It costs $40,000. Now, it might appeal to some, I don't know. Again, design is very subjective, but to me, this looks cheap. Diamonds, skulls, cheapen the look of the watch. This does not look like a $40,000 watch to me. And for some reason, the square face and diamonds don't really work together. I don't know what it is about this watch, but it really looks bad. To me, it looks like something you would buy on AliExpress or on Wish.com for like $5 and then pay $5 for delivery. You know, one of those where it's like $1 watch, but then the delivery costs like $20. Well, it looks like one of those watches to me. It also is kind of difficult to read. I don't understand why they would make the watch like this. I mean, it's, you know, you see the set of hands, but it's almost invisible there. I guess it's more of a fashion statement than actual utility. Nevertheless, you would want your watch to be legible. This one here is not. It looks cheap, does not look like 40 grand at all. Next up, let's talk about the king of expensive watches, Richard Mille. Now, there are so many watches that I could choose from their catalog, and they're all way overpriced. I mean, I think everyone would agree that they're overpriced. The one that I want to highlight here is this manual wind Tourbillon World Timer hand wind man's watch. All right, so movement-wise and specs-wise, yeah, this is a really cool watch. We're not talking about that here. We're talking about the looks. Looks alone. Look at this watch and guess how much it costs. Now, you probably know, if you're watching this video, you're into watches, so you know Richard Mille watches are expensive. Probably looks like, I don't know, $200,000 watch, right? Well, no, wrong. It's $500,000. I dare you to show a picture of this watch to 10 people that don't know anything about watches and see how much they would guess. I'm gonna guess that they would guess around maybe up to $1,000. I don't think anyone in the right mind, not knowing anything about watches, would guess that this watch costs $500,000. Once again, I'm not talking about the engineering and the movement and everything else behind it. I'm just talking about the looks of it. It looks, I don't know, it looks so weird. Once again, it looks like one of these AliExpress specials. It looks like something that I can go right now on AliExpress and find for about $200. Now, that's not the point, right? Because you can find homages or copies of every watch on AliExpress. Like, you can find a homage to the GMT Master 2. So it doesn't mean that GMT Master 2 looks cheap. It just, because there's so many design elements on this watch, because it looks so busy, so convoluted, to me, that's what cheapens the look of the watch. And to be fair, it doesn't look that cheap. Like, it doesn't look like, you know, a $20 watch or a $50 watch like some of the other watches in this video. This probably, to me, looks like, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 grand, right? To me, this does not look like a $500,000 watch. To be fair, none of the watches look like $500,000 to me, but this definitely does not. It's just ridiculous. Just think about what you can buy with $500,000. You can buy a Ferrari. You can buy a very expensive car, or you can buy like 2 McLarens or something. This, no, it looks cheap, right? I'm sorry, I don't get it. The last watch I'm gonna bring up today is this Ulysse Nardin Maxi Marine Diver Blue watch in 18 karat rose gold. Now, gold aside, yes, gold is expensive and you have to pay for it. $32,000 is a lot of money for this watch. Again, not talking about engineering, not talking about materials, just the watch design. This looks like an Invicta. I'm sorry, but it looks like an Invicta. If I go on Invicta's website, I can probably find like 5 to 10 different watches that look exactly like this. And I know it's not Yuan's fault, you know, just they're similar designs, but because of that, the look of this watch is cheapened. I'm into watches. Listen, I like watches. I can pretty much tell who's wearing what from across the room fairly easily, for the most part. If someone were wearing this watch out and about, I would have assumed this is an Invicta. Again, not Ulysses Nardin's fault, but it's just the reality that we live in. And that's kind of the unfortunate part, huh? I mean, this looks like a $300 watch. It does not look like $33,000. I'm sorry, it doesn't. I mean, yes, it's gold. Yes, it has all this technology and all that stuff. But come on, $32,000. Just think of the watches you can buy for $32,000, and you would buy this. Just buy an Invicta. It looks the same as this. Move on with your life. Alright, so that was the video. A bit of fun here. Now, I'm not meaning to offend anyone. If you like these watches, if you own one of these watches, great. I mean, I'm kind of jealous because these are all expensive watches, and a lot of them I can't even imagine being able to afford. So, good for you. Well done. Again, not trying to offend you in any way. For the rest of us, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about these watches. Do they look expensive? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. I think they all look pretty cheap. But leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. I'm always curious to read your comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.